to, in the simple term, explain you the journey from now to 5G. So you can see that 5G is not going to be a revolution, because there's a lot of hype in the industry that 5G will come and it will revolutionize. It will revolutionize the life of you, life of customers, life of individuals. But from a technology point of view, 5G is not really a revolution. It's an evolution from where we are. But let me just start by just letting you know Ericsson history in Romania. As the CEO said, we have been in Romania since 1994, so 23 years. We have more than 3,000 employees in Romania, serving our customers globally from Romania. And we have been first, we have had the history of being first with 1G. 97 we introduced the first GSM network, 2005 we introduced the first 3G network, 2013 we introduced the first 4G network, and here we are, 12th of June 2017, first 5G demo, not only in Romania but the entire Southeastern Europe. We are doing it here in Bucharest. So we are really proud to be able to do that together with Telecom. You heard about different Gs, 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. There is one fundamental difference in 5G compared to previous Gs. 2G, 3G, 4G was predominantly deployed and developed for only one use case, was people communication. Either people talk to each other, people send text to each other, or people did internet browsing or file transfers. But it was people-centric business. And as you saw that, there are 10 billion connections in the world today. There are around 7.2 billion people. And people are not growing. So if all Gs were only for people communication, there is no way that operators can grow their business, because the subscribers will not grow. So 5G will allow operators to go beyond subscribers, beyond you and me. 5G will allow operators to do what we call industrial internet. What we talk about network society, 50 billion connected devices, everything which can benefit from connectivity will be connected. That's the vision of 5G. So 2G, 3G, 4G connected people, 5G will connect things. Everything which can benefit will be connected. Some of the requirements on 5G, of course, we're talking about, the minister talked about gigabyte network, and you saw in the Deutsche Telekom slide achieving 70 gigabit per second. It's not about the speed. You can reach any speed depending on how much bandwidth we have. So we're talking about reaching from 10 to 100 times the speeds on end user. We're talking about 1,000 times mobile data. And as you all know, everybody, all of us wants more data per month, but we are not willing to pay. And that's the biggest challenge for our telecom operators. So 5G will address one of the biggest challenges for operators. The cost of delivered bytes in 5G will be 40 to 60% lower than on 4G. So the operators can reduce their cost of delivering bytes on 4G. Then of course, a lot of use cases need lower latency. You saw on the slide, less than 1 millisecond. To be able to do remote surgery, to be able to do robotics, which you will see here, you need a latency which is less than 1 to 3 milliseconds, which current networks can't do. Other thing is that 2G, 3G, 4G, as I said, is people-to-people connection. It's only 7.2 billion people in the world. But we're talking about 50 billion, 100 billion connected devices. So in one radio cell today, you have roughly around 2,000 people connected. Then we're talking about 20,000 things connected, or 200,000 things connected. So you need to have, from the same radio cell, thousands of time connections. Other thing is the device battery. Today you all famously know how often you have to charge your batteries. But with Internet of Things, where you have a use case where there is a sensor sitting in agriculture field, you might need a battery life of 10 years. So 5G use case will allow you to have both better coverage and better life. So these are some of the technical requirements on 5G. So timeline. There's a lot of hype again about when 5G will be deployed commercial. People are talking about 2019, people are talking about 2020. We deployed the first test bed in 2015 already. And you will see here the test bed, which we are showing you all live here now in 2017. We believe that the first pre-commercial deployment of 5G will happen in Korea, 2018 Olympics. You will see virtual reality being shown, augmented reality. But the mass deployment of 5G, we are looking at 2020 timeframe. That's when we believe the countries like Romania would be able to auction new spectrum needed to deploy 5G. There will be new use cases, and there will be new business models together with other industries. As I said, it's not only about consumer business. 5G is about industrial internet, about industrial business. So the current business model of just charging per month will not be valid in 5G. So operators need to find new business model together with their industry partner, and all that will happen in 2020 timeframe. Then one other interesting thing is if you look at 4G, 4G happened in America first, and it took 2 to 3 years before it came anywhere else. Europe was 4 years behind America on 4G. 3G happened first in Europe, and America and Asia took after 2-3 years. While with this picture, I want to demonstrate that 5G will be the first G technology which will be deployed in the whole world at the same time. And the logic for that is very different. Some parts of the world, 5G will be deployed purely for consumer, like in US. US is driving 5G purely to be able to offer fixed wireless broadband as the first use case. While in Europe, 5G is driven by industrial internet, as you saw, autonomous cars and connected industries. While in Asia, it's driven mainly because 2 Olympics are coming, 2018 and 2020 in Korea and in Japan. So 5G will be the technology which you will see deployed at the same time. And already today we have roughly around 33 operator MOU, including one with Deutsche Telekom, where we are trialing this technology. But also equally important for 5G is that we are working with industrial partners. We are working with mining company, we are working with healthcare company, we are working with automotive industry, we are working with utility industry to drive the requirement of 5G, since 5G will go beyond the consumers. And also universities. We are working with 45 universities around the world to make sure that we get the 5G requirement right, we get the business model right, we get the innovation right. So 5G deployment is much beyond the operators today. This is what Miroslav talked about. We have done a study together with Arthur Digital to see what is the business potential. I mean, currently operators are not growing their top line beyond 1-2% because there are fixed subscriber base, you and me, and there is no growing population. But 5G will allow operators to go beyond consumer, and this is just a selection of some of the industries which will contribute to the telecom operators' growth. So depending on telecom operators' business strategy, $584 billion additional revenue potential for telecom operators by 2026. This is 34% of current telecom operators' revenue globally. So significant potential. But this is the world figure. What does this mean for Romania? We have done a similar study for Romania, and Romania represents roughly a business potential of $3.2 billion by 2026. Of course, biggest industry being energy and utility, manufacturing and public safety. Those three will represent the largest share, almost 50% of this $3.2 billion potential for operators.